This is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
Welcome into ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. I wanted to say, welcome you into the show. It is a Monday. We hope you had a great weekend because we are ready to rock and roll on a good old Monday. We want to just say thank you for making ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra your first listen of the day. And remember, we're free and available wherever you download your podcast and wherever you download your podcast. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review. That is not a request. That is a demand. That's how we doing it on this show today, T. That's just kind of type of mood I'm in. Now,
okay.
Because Atlanta Braves get blasted in the series finale against Anaheim, and we're gonna talk about whether or not Adam Duvall gets hurt, season-ending injuries, and we got a lot of discussion. Alex Anthopoulos should be very busy, and also Desmond Ridder is the highest-rated rookie quarterback, but he was taken in the third round. Does that mean something? Or is Madden understanding why the Falcons took Desmond Ridder? We'll talk about all of that. And last but not least, and for the culture, KFC got chicken nuggets now? What in the world is going on? We'll talk about all of that and for the culture. But first, T, we got to talk about, like I mentioned before, the Anaheim Angels beat the Braves 9-1. Ian Anderson gets absolutely rocked. And I don't know about you, but I am getting concerned about Ian Anderson. And I think that he's showing signs of potentially having to go down to AAA to get his mind right, or Alex Anthopoulos having to make that phone call to say, hey, you know what? That guy who you called us about, that asking whether or not we were interested in, yeah, I'm interested now.
Yeah. And my preference is that, because you can really ask that question of, okay, does he remain a Brave, meaning Alex Anthopoulos either doesn't get on the call to trade him or just can't find a trade partner, or does he go down, like you said, to AAA, or you hate to say it, but Mississippi Braves, but we definitely hope not that. But ultimately speaking,
if that's even possible.
Right. Is that possible? I guess if Michael Harris II could come up to, maybe you go down to if you're not careful. But anyway, we really just ultimately, I think you do keep him as a Brave because, listen, we know what those last 6 starts looked like, right? Last night, 5 runs in the first inning. But then you look at the fact that it's the walks. That's a problem as well, because even when he has like a 1-run game, like back on July 15th, he still had 3 walks. And also the strikes are going down, right? So 2 strikeouts in the game on Sunday. And then you just run down the list. Back on June 30th, another one of his 7-run games. June 24th, a 4-run game. July 5th, okay, we'll give you that, a 1-run game. But again, you look at the number of walks, anywhere from 3 to 4. And other than that June 24th, where to me, going above and beyond 5 strikeouts is where I really start to get excited. Other than that June 24th outing, every other outing has been 5 or less. And I think, Jarvis, you think about guys like Kyle Wright and how literally they had to work with him. They had to take him back down a notch and say, hey, here are some of the mechanics that you have to figure out, or the mental. Because I don't know if it's really even Ian Anderson and the mechanics. I think now it's just in his head.
Right, yeah. And I think that's the thing that you kind of have to be concerned about, right? Because we all know how how big a part of the game that baseball is when it comes to that, your mentals, right? So I think it's that's one of the things that, Brian Snitker has to keep an eye on, and I think Alex Anthopoulos has to get the good feel for as far as what I need to do. Like Alex Anthopoulos needs to figure out what he needs to do. And before we talk about what he needs to do and the trade deadline, what his priorities should be, we're going to have Tenitra tell us about sports card investing and how they don't got down with Locked On Sports Atlanta as well.
Yes, they are the sports world of cards reimagined. The Sports Card Investor app is the hobby's most powerful resource. You can do a quick check on the value of your favorite cards. You can find great deals, profit from the hobby that you love. So check this out. You can easily borrow $630 30,000 cards. You're borrowing from every sport, right? Hundreds more added every week. So right now they're probably bordering on 700,000 as we speak. But you can check the latest values of those cards with a 7-day chart or a 30-day chart. And of course, check your favorite player out, right? Or check out Ronald Acuna Jr. and look what that looked like in his rookie year. And I bet that Michael Harris, the second rookie card, that's going to be worth something someday. So you have the opportunity to go and check out the values of each and every card. You can find out the best prices. You can even buy directly through the app with the eBay deals feature. So whether you're a casual card collector like me or looking for an alternative investment opportunity like me, the Free Sports Card Investor app has something for you. Again, can you imagine the value of even a Spencer Strider card? So go back in time, see how much your favorite card is worth today. I know I have a few cards left that I may need to check out as well, and definitely making a call home to see what's in that vault. I am. So stay up to date on all the latest record-breaking baseball cards and download the Sports Card Investor app today. It's available for free in the Google Play and Apple app stores, or you can just go to sportsinvestor.com/locked on. That's sportsinvestor.com/locked on.
Go ahead and do it right now. Go ahead and put some money down so it can come back to you in about 10 years when Michael Harris is on his way to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I said it. Well, it doesn't matter. Y'all know how I feel about him. Now, T, as far as we know how it came out over the weekend, we know how what the doctors feel about Adam Duvall. They said your season is over, buddy. He's going to have season-ending wrist surgery. He injured it in the game on Saturday. He had instance where he went into the wall on Saturday, and he actually came back, and then they end up taking him out of the game, and he was replaced by Heredia. And I think that, a lot of people, I know myself, I don't like the idea of Heredia being in there each and every single day in left field or platooning with Eddie Rosario. That doesn't sound tempting to me at all. Right. So does this injury of Adam Duvall change the perspective or change the directive for Alex Anthopoulos ahead of the trade deadline?
I believe so, because there are some numbers that none of us really talk about when it comes to Duvall, right? A lot of it is we're looking at, to your point, what he's doing in the outfield, because defensively in left field, he is the truth. He has been solid in left field. And like you said, whenever he takes a day off, you just cringe and say, okay, Heredia, Rosario, and you think about Rosario not quite being 100% back from that eye surgery. So It's a little freaky, it's a little scary for Braves country. And then you think about his numbers. Duvall's OPS over 900 over the last 34 games, 10 home runs, 20 RBI. That's not easy to replace. And we know from those guys that we just mentioned, Heredia and Rosario, definitely not easy for them to replace. So yeah, he may have to go out there and look for somebody who can give him, Alex Anthopoulos, what he needs, somebody like an Ian Happ, because again, what Alex Anthopoulos is able to do, and we've seen it time and time again, is look for that guy who can actually play pretty much any position that he's needed. And of course, that guy plays a second base. He plays in the outfield. He can do that. And maybe the long shot, I said the long shot, might be Jorge Soler. Yes.
Familiar names are definitely something I think Alex Anthopoulos should definitely consider, and we would see how he's going to handle these injuries that just keep coming around. But I think Alex Anthopoulos has proved time and time again that, hey, he's a guy that's always kind of thinking ahead and prepared for these particular situations. Speaking of situations, John Collins and Trae Young seem to be a situation, but I don't necessarily believe that, because I always thought these guys have one thing in common. They like playing basketball together, and because they've been successful. So I don't think that you can like literally hate somebody or want somebody off the team or something like that if you don't have some type of chemistry and success on the court. So it seemed like that continued. They were out in the Drew League. Outside of John Collins's finger looking like Boo Boo the Fool. I think all is well with Trae Young, between Trae Young and John Collins. What you say, T?
And maybe it has to be well, right? Because at this point, especially with the condition of that finger, and you don't really know what you're going to get, that may be part and parcel to why There really was never a trade partner that the Hawks could find, or at least to date have not been able to find. And again, that's not because teams don't respect and appreciate John Collins. It's just because sometimes when you're talking about what the Hawks may be willing to give up and what that other team may be desiring, those things may not match up. But so that, in addition to the fact that this was commentary way back in the Lloyd Pierce days, right? About this chasm between
kind of tired, to be honest with you.
yeah, John Collins. And it's like, let's just put the narrative to rest, because he stayed on last year. Again, he's gone through 2 years of the trade rumors, and John Collins has been nothing but a stand-up guy and professional with it, and come to play ball with Trae Young all of this time. And I don't anticipate that he's going to do anything else unless something happens here or miraculously at the NBA trade deadline. Other than that, I think all you need to have, and Jarvis, you as a former athlete can attest to, have a working relationship, and that's all you need to make some magic on the floor, regardless of whether you guys have the same taste in anything, whether it's music, clothes, how you travel, how you roll, who you roll with. None of it matters. Just make sure you've got what you need for that chemistry on the floor. And I think they've got that.
No doubt about it. We've talked about what Desmond Ridder needs in order to be successful this year. But the Madden Rays came out, and he was the highest rated rookie quarterback. We'll talk about what that means, if anything, right here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. This is ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and T.